Good Monday evening. It is 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am a moderator for a website called woodworlds.com. Um, they have a lot of information there. They're having some issues with Trimble. I won't say with Sketchup, with Trimble. Um, so I suggested, or I posted to the site master a Ruby plugin that I would like to have put on the site, and I'm not sure it'll be there. So it's called either 3D Grid or Grid. 3D Grid is metric, Grid is the English variant. Um, Hopefully, up here on the screen, you can see a URL. That is, if you want to download this particular project so you can follow along with me, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. Um, Reason for this class is we had a new user last night that sent a request for how do you use a template and print the template in Sketchup to be able to use it in woodshop for cutting pattern. If I would have been online when it came in, I would have answered it last night. It came in at like 10 minutes to 9 my time. I was offline. So I didn't get to answer it until 11 hours later. That really bothered me. But I had maintained, and every one of these broadcasts that I can remember, that if you have a question, send me a question. I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. So that's what I'm doing. If you had a question, I'm going to go through a demonstration. I hope it helps you guys. And I'll tell you right now, I'll show you a little thing that I had run before, if it'll focus. I'm going to bring it back some. You can see my hands there. That information on my monitor was full screen. Each of those grids appeared to be about a half-inch, 12 millimeter square. That's what they decided to print. So when you try to print on SketchUp, good luck. You're going to fart around with it. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do tonight. When I do this, please take this into consideration. What I'm going to show you is only going to work on my monitor. Every monitor size difference requires a different setup. Before, you could export SketchUp stuff to a DWF, DWG format and print it that way. In 8, they took that away. People were using it too much. Much like the EULA on 2013 and 2014, if you use SketchUp, those two versions at all, to make a profit, you will have to pay for it. They will nail you somehow with the $600. Stay with 8. You can still find it. If I were going to pay $600 for a program, it wouldn't be SketchUp. For a lot less money, I can find a lot more. I won't necessarily say user-friendly, but I can find a lot cheaper programs that would get the job done. So just take that as a warning. So let's shift over to screen share. I interrupted myself with that. I can't remember exactly what I was going to say. See these white hair? Oh, yeah, see the red stuff there? You don't cut your hair real short when you got white hair because you burn your top of your head. My wife thinks I'm crazy. She's right. Okay. Here we go on screen share, right here. Maybe. Oh, yeah, you got to tell it you want to do it. There we go. Here is, can't do it over on that one. You got to go work. This is what I will be using right here. This is a PDF Sketchup won't let you import PDFs. So I had to take a screenshot of this and make it JPEG. I could have done a GIF or several, but I decided JPEG. Mainly because the dimensions will show up better. Sorry about that. I was outside a lot today. I got tired. Frankly, I hate PDFs when you're using them for drafting because I always have terrible problems being able to get the line weights right. Let's go over to here and see if I can change. I'm changing the screen size, but it's really not what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually make the PDF smaller. I'm scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. There. This is a nice rendition of what this. I think it's a guy. I'm not sure who drew it up originally. This is what it's supposed to look like. And it looks like it's well done. So I'm going to downsize this thing. And here's my SketchUp workbench. First thing I'm going to do is delete component 1. Now I'm going to try to go to import and import to JPEG. So import, mouse button 1 on file, scroll down, select import. It defaults to the last place you imported from. So we'll go up to SketchUp models, SketchUp files, and then it only wants to import SKPs. But if you tell it all supported image types, then you get a better selection. And I didn't think I had called it that, but that's okay. Now, whoops. Let's look top down on this thing. I'm yawning again. I'm sorry about that. The grid package that I'm going to use is actually an inch one, but it really doesn't make any difference because it will get close enough for what we want to do. All you have to do is remember where I put it. 3D grid. No, that's 3D text. Okay, where are you at? I was looking at it just a few minutes ago. Okay, I'm brain dead. There it is. When you install plugins, they don't all go to the same spot. Normally, there's, it would be really nice if they went here. Well, they don't. They go in here. There are a whole bunch of them down here. There's another one. This one decided to go into the draw area. And actually, 2D Tools is a very useful set of plugins also. And that one in draw. So liquid good. You can give it a number of levels. We only want one. So I'll fix that first. And since we're dealing with something like 15 inches, we'll go ahead and do that. 15 inches, 15. And 10 up will be enough. Interval level, 1 inch. Let's see if this will work. 1 inch, we'll do it. I think we have to do it this way. If it burps at me, then I'll just go ahead and do the other one. Yep. Okay, we'll go back and do it again. We'll just go ahead and do it at 1 inch interval. because this is to show generally what we want to, what we're trying to do. So if these are each, and they are, 1 inch, in fact, to prove it, I will go from here and here and here and here. I went down to my dimension tool and I just put in a 1 inch square, or a 1 inch dimension, to show you that they were square. Now what we have though, 100 millimeters is about 4 inches, so this thing's teeny tiny. Let's make this active. Well, let's see if there's something in here about 25 millimeters that we can kind of get a good guess on. This hole is 25 millimeters, so that should almost take up a hole. Maybe back in the top. Okay. Now, that should be active, I hope. Let's go into this tool down here, which is Scale tool. And we're just going to start dragging it and changing our window size. And let's look at the top again. You can see down on the lower left-hand side where it says scale, we're almost at scale of 2 now. Well, that's how much it came in the wrong size. Now let's stop there for just a little bit. Yeah, I'm thinking this is too big, but we're also at a point where we really don't have a good corner to work on. I may have to put this back. In fact, I'm going to. I'm going to put my grid back in again, because I want to be able to use something on this edge over here as a target point to start working from. And actually, I think I'm going to do it negative green. Okay. Draw 3D grid. We'll make it 20 now. And 20. And number of layers, 1. Now, I like that. And again, I'll show you, I'll put another dimension back on here to show that it is still to be 1 inch. Like where the dimension went, but there it is. I want to get rid of that. It's annoying. Top view. These are your can view presets down here. This will be an ISO view. I really don't like the way it does it. This is top, front. All you're going to see is the line, so we'll go back to top. Now, I want to take this picture and move it. There we go. And I think I'm going to take it from this corner and move it up to this corner. Now, this is going to be a by guess and by golly. This does not work real super smooth. And you can already see my lines are going bananas on this JPEG. So I've got it selected. I'm going to move. Zoom up here as close as I can. Go back to the top view and see how bad this is. And I'll grab the hand down here and pan over. Now you can still see that we actually have this hole is way too big still yet. In fact, this says it's 25 millimeters, so I have got to resize this so that this line ends up being on here. And you'll see something else which will be kind of a pain, because this is going to grow when I do this change. It's going to change from this corner, so it's going to suck these in. That's just one of the joys. Back here to scale, select this thing. See, it's going to my left. So now I'm going to have to kind of guess in my golly over here when this thing gets small enough. There. Now, is that the right size? Probably not. So let's go ahead and move it again. I want to take that point again and move it up to here. And you can still see that I'm too big. So we get to do this again. Now, there is another way we could do this. I don't know how well it's going to work. Let's go here. Now, if you're really good and you have a calculator, which I happen to, because it's built into the computer, if we take, well, let's do this the hard way. 5:30 seconds. That didn't work right. 5 divided by 32 plus 1. Incoming telephone, probably a bill collector. Okay. We'll copy this. And we'll go ahead and put 1 in.
Why?
Oops, 1. Divided by Control V. That, that recurring number is what we want to have. But you can't grab this number and put it in this corner down here. It doesn't like it. But anyway, we're going to be looking for someplace around 0.86 to 0.87 to appear down in the corner. Top view. Get out of dimension. Go back to scale again. Now I'd like to just be able to type that in. Let's try for work. 0.865. It worked. Let's go ahead and try moving this again. Grab that. My dimensions will go first. There. So we have something that's sort of, kind of, almost at 1 inch. Now, if I'm going to go ahead and, since you're watching a CAD tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and actually show how to do some of this. The question was just how to get this to plot. But I'll put a few lines in there and then toggle things on and off so you can see what's going on. So I'm going to go in, this down a little bit. I lost my, okay, F8 hotkey. There, I got to have a group. I'm going to go ahead and put some lines on here. One from kind of here over to here, one from here. I would make this one too long, because this is going to be kind of a game, I guess, of my golly here. If I were going to do this completely, while I'm talking, I'm looking for my top view button again. I'm going to hide this picture. You can see my geometry that I've kind of created. There needs to be a corner here. edit, unhide, all. This is, okay, what I was going to say, if I were going to create this whole thing so I could have it as a model, I would copy this grid 3 times to the left and 3 times, or no, 3 times right, positive X or positive red. And I'd do the same thing positive green, so that I would have grid points every 1/4 of an inch. So I could kind of say, okay, this is supposed to be like a 6 mil radius or 1/4 of an inch. I'd go ahead and put that blend in there. I would be able to kind of get where this center point is. You can do that fairly close, but again, it's only fairly close. Let's zoom way up there, and we make it a 0.5 radius. Now we have something I don't really want right yet. So that is how you would go ahead and do this to actually fully recreate this pattern in Sketchup. If you wanted to like export it for G-code, there's some plugins for that. I don't know how well they work, but I don't know how to read G-code. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to make this top view again. And you can see about how big it is. So I'm going to turn my printer on, and I leave it turned off because that's a power hog. So, print preview. Now there's a whole bunch of things here that really don't help. I guess if you really knew what they meant, it might. So I'm just going to go hit a print preview there, and that's what we're going to get. Sports fans, that ain't even close. Forget it. Close it. Now, the problem is, if I zoom this up and go to top view again, there, flattened out. Well, let's go ahead. We'll try 2 different things here. We'll try toggling those on and off each of the set of them. Print preview, and I'm going to leave it just like it was. Everything's defaulted. And guess what? It comes out to be the same size. So we'll close this. We'll do the same thing. File, print preview, and I'm going to turn fit to page on. Now let's change a whole bunch of things and wipe stuff out. Here we go. Is that going to work? No. I would really like if this had, this preview page had a grid setup on it so you can actually see how small these really are. But if that's what we're looking at, the other thing is what it's giving us on our screen. Obviously, it's not one-to-one. Okay, so we will go to print preview again, turn this one off, turn this one on. Model extents. Okay, I see the extent of my model. Let's see what happens. Same thing. Nothing happens. So we'll go back. File. Print preview. Turn this off. And let's see what happens if we make this 0.5. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Let's do next page. Well, at least we're getting something here. Next page, and let's try printing page 3 only. Maybe. It might print all of them. Nope. Let's try 3, 3. That's a lot bigger than an inch. So here you have to start messing around with the scale. Let's go back again. Bring this up. Print. Preview. There. So 0.5 was too big. Let's try 0.35. Now, for some reason, we just got a whole bunch more pages. They got bigger. So let's close that. And file, print preview. For 0.75. And we'll print that one. We'll only do 2. Okay, turn screen share off, and I'll give you a hint of what it looks like. My finger is roughly an inch long. I'm going to measure it with the tape measure while we're sitting here. It is over an inch and a quarter. So let's go ahead and try changing this again. Back to screen share. I'm going to change the scale to 0.88. See how that does. File. Print preview. .88. Okay, again, I want to print page 2 on this one. So hit print. And my printer's getting ugly again. I just added toner to it on my own, and I think I buggered something up. Okay, screen share off. Again, my finger's about an inch, so we'll measure it. That is 1 1/8. So probably about 0.89, 0.895, or 0.90 scale is what you would want. The other way I could have done it was actually shrink my monitor size. And when you do that, I don't like doing it because it messes up my icons at the bottom, and then I got to kill it and restart it. That's my computer problem. That's not computer. That's not the program's fault. There's something a little funny going on here. So that tells you, you know, you can tweak with a little bit. You can mess with your monitor settings. Either way, you're going to be hitting print on one page only a lot, because otherwise, if I go to File, Print Preview, let's back here because something, I was expecting more pages to show up. Print Preview. Well, that is only on 2 pages. Okay. You can see where it started out with like 8 or 10. Right now, the 2 pages to half are, you know, you tape it together. You've got your grid marks here to follow through. You can overlay. Well, you might have to move it a little bit on your print area because you really don't have anything to target this one with because it's kind of cut off right there. But you can kind of say, okay, well, when you cut these things apart to use to tape together, you can say, okay, well, I know about where that's supposed to go over here, and just line them up, and then you can tape it all together. Sometimes 15 pages, 20 pages, depending on how big it is. And then you can take it out and use your marking knife or several different options on transferring this to your workpiece. And this didn't take an hour. I managed to get through it in half an hour. Actually, I was wiggling over here expecting. In fact, let me go back and show you what I was talking about. This and this, you could use at target coordinates. This thing, these will line you up horizontally. If I'd have moved my whole geometry like half an inch, then these grids would have appeared over here, and you could line them up vertically with that. That's what I was trying to show, and I had the wrong screen up. So here I am back again. Talking about it. I like it, but I get into my lecture mode and it hurts my throat. Thanks for watching. You will be able to view this on Google+. From my iSketchup You Can Too Facebook site. Woodworlds.com, www.woodworlds.com. And also on YouTube. I have iSketchup You Can Too site on YouTube. For those of you who are afraid to download things from the internet, you're out of luck. There's just so much stuff here that's free, and if you're chicken, this guy is falling, this guy is falling. I can't help you. But if you're not chicken and you do go on these sites, please, in YouTube, give me a like on this. Tell me what you don't like. I'm not a public entertainer. I have taught before. My students thought I was crazy. All right. My oldest daughter would just about every week or so, when she was in high school, would look at me and say, "Dad, you're weird." Couldn't argue with her. She's no better, though. She's just as weird as I am, and she knows it now. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate any help you can give me as far as likes, and refer your friends to my to all of these sites. There's information on all of them. Pinterest has a bunch of woodworking stuff on it. There is just encyclopedias of knowledge available for a mouse click. Use your tools, know your tools. Um, if you use a table saw without the guards, you can expect a kickback. Tough, that just happens. If you use the internet without firewalls and um, internet scanners, you're going to get bit. Use the tools. Use the safety features. I can't express this enough. If I ever make a video on what I'm working on, after I've got 2 video cameras, I just don't know how to use them yet. The only warning I'm going to be on using tools, whether they're hand tools or power tools, is this. Stick as much of your anatomy in the tool as you wish to lose. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell them to wear safety glasses. I'm not going to tell them to wear hearing protection. I'm not going to say this got to be removed for visibility. If you're too stupid to figure it out, get hurt. So, get yourself a firewall. Bye. Have a nice night.